We are in your residence, right?
You are. You're in the American People's House in Poland, what we call the Chief of Mission Residence, the CMR here on Idzikowskiego Street in Warsaw. And obviously, every ambassador wants to put their personal touch on a residence that they're deployed in overseas. And so in this particular room, I put up pictures of my late father with the Pope. Here I am, 14 years old, meeting Deng Xiaoping, then the Premier of China, in our home in McLean, Virginia. My parents hosted him when he came to the United States for a state visit.
Do you remember something from these meetings?
Let me tell you what happened at that particular event, Piotr. My mom and dad started the fire in the fireplace 2 minutes before Deng Xiaoping got to the house, and my mom had forgotten to open the flue. You know what the flue is? Yeah. And so all the smoke poured into the house, and
a lot of dust,
a lot of dust and smoke, and with a coolness, they simply put out the fire. They managed the situation, and 2 minutes later, they were like, "Hello, Mr. Deng, welcome to our home." That is what I call crisis management. And so I put up some other photos of my dad with President Carter. Here I am as U.S. Ambassador to Sweden. I hosted President Obama in Sweden, the Swedish Prime Minister, and Raoul Wallenberg's still living half-sister at the Great Synagogue of Stockholm there. I put up a cover of my father's memoirs after he was National Security Advisor.
This kind of memoirs have every national security advisor, or is it something special?
I think everyone is different. I can only speak to my father, but he really accounted for practically every day as National Security Advisor to an American president at the height of the Cold War. So whether it was the normalization of relations with the People's Republic of China, the Camp David Accords that brought peace between Egypt and Israel, the return of the Panama Canal to the people of Latin America, SALT II, the Strategic Arms Limitations talks, those are all captured in what they did in 4 years, a powerfully productive 4 years. This is my sister, Mika Brzezinski, who I'm so proud of. Mika is
famous U.S. journalist.
She's an amazing human being. Today's International Women's Day, and this is Znaj swoją wartość, Know Your Value, her book that really kind of shares her story about advocating for herself. Having the confidence to advocate for yourself is what this book is about. I'm not doing this to sell her book. I'm doing this because I'm so proud of her leadership in terms of women's equality. I put this book out on Henry Kissinger, by Henry Kissinger, excuse me. Everyone said, Piotr, that Zbigniew Brzeziński and Henry Kissinger were enemies, were rivals.
Yes.
Let me read to you what Kissinger writes here. He writes, "To Zbig Brzezinski, who traveled a parallel road with distinction from his friend, we'll keep that secret, Henry Kissinger." So
everything's clear.
Yeah, I put stuff out like this.
Can I ask about your relationship with your sister, with your brother?
Sure.
Here, he is also involving in the international studies, international security stuff.
Yes.
So you call to each other?
Oh, we do. We support each other. We love each other. We support each other, and we are there for each other. Is the way I would put it, as brothers and sisters are.
Can I ask about this very interesting photo, you in the Gripen jet, I guess,
This is the Saab Gripen jet, exactly right. Good, that's important.
Yeah, because I see the
I see, okay,
name.
yeah.
Here, Gripen.
Okay, so you got it.
Yes.
Thank you for being honest.
Yeah.
So I was ambassador to Sweden for 4 years. I'm so proud Sweden has joined NATO. I'm really impressed by how quickly it was done. And Sweden is a country that can offer so much to the defense of the transatlantic community, including in some of their defense technology. Here I am in a
So you fly or you just sit or?
Well, I actually flew in that plane and I drove the plane while up in the air. Obviously not just
it's
me.
Hard? It's a lot of,
it's actually
like
not
buttons,
that difficult.
stuff.
It's not that difficult. We flew out over the Baltic, did some nose dives and then flew up. I must say, it was a remarkable experience. I was with a Swedish pilot, but he had me even turn off the plane when we were flying. And so we began to fall quietly, and then I turned the plane back on. and we restarted the engine to fly. I mean, I must say, I will never forget that.
Mr. Ambassador, we are not alone here. We have two guests.
We have Daisy and Teddy. So this is Daisy, my late mother's dog. Daisy, come here, baby. Come here, baby. Oh, she wants to go over to you. But this is my late mother's dog, Daisy. Oh, yeah.
See, we have second guest here.
I must be a good guy if my dog licks my face. Okay. So this is Daisy. She's 13 years old. My mother passed away last year, and she had this dog in Florida, and no one would take her. So I had her flown from Florida here, and she loves Poland. And please, everyone, go to Ambasador Teddy Instagram. I put pictures up of Teddy and Daisy, my German Shepherds, if you want to see them on Ambasador Teddy. Please also go to the U.S. Embassy's social media platforms as well. Okay, so, please come this way.
One question about the arts, because...
Yes, every U.S. ambassador puts on an art show to promote American art and to promote American culture. And the ambassador comes up with the theme of the art show. And I believe that dance has a universal language. And so my art show, as you can see from this particular painting right here, is about the universal language of dance. And so please come on over here.
So this is like visiting room here again?
This is a living room. Okay. We're hosting 450 people tonight for International Women's Day. And I put little artifacts up, like these two flags were flown at the International Space Station. And when the administrator of NASA, Bill Nelson, came to Poland last June, and I had asked Bill Nelson, please come to Poland. Please see the technology being innovated in Poland related to space that could be helpful to NASA.
We have very good space companies.
Very good space companies, and even maybe a Polish astronaut.
Yes,
maybe
in this
going,
year,
hopefully.
Yes.
Exactly, Sławomir may be going up into space. So these two flags have already been in space, and Bill Nelson brought this as a gift. And I put this
It's
up.
very good tradition, because as I remember also during the Apollo missions, also the flags of the Poland and the different countries were taken to the moon, and now US prepared to another moon journey, right?
That's right. Exactly right. Yes. No, space is something all of us share, is a strategic space that all of us share. So let's go over here. This may be interesting to you. This is the Presidential Medal of Freedom, the highest civilian award an American can receive from the U.S. president. My father received that for normalization of relations with the People's Republic of China. And this is the Białe Orzeł, which he received
the highest civil Polish...
exactly, like the Presidential Medal of Freedom for Poland. And my father received that for NATO expansion and his role in NATO expansion. And then I put this up when President Carter was going into hospice care, because I think President Carter is such an amazing humanitarian. When I was 14 years old, I was going through my Catholic confirmation in McLean, Virginia, at St. Luke's Church in McLean, Virginia. And my father was going to be my sponsor. And the day before, he was sent by President Carter to Egypt to meet with President Anwar Sadat to advance the Camp David Accords. And so President Carter offered to be my sponsor, since my father was going to Egypt. And I, of course, Piotr, thought that was a fantastic idea.
Yes.
and my parents said, no way!
It's not possible.
That's going to ruin the event for everyone. So President Carter wrote me this letter instead that says, to Mark Brzezinski, because your father was on a trip to Egypt on a major mission of peace, he could not attend your confirmation ceremonies. He and I were very proud of you on this important day in your life. You have every reason also to be very proud of your father, your friend, Jimmy Carter. He is a great, great man.
By the way, I have a personal question. Do you feel Polish citizen, American citizen?
American citizen. I'm, of course, born in the United States, born in New York.
But what about the Polish heritage?
Of course, I'm American of Polish background. Jestem Amerykaninem z polskie pochodzenie.
Yes.
To jest oczywiste. Tak, but of course I'm an American citizen. Hi, Andrzej. Come on into the kitchen, guys. Come on over here. We're hosting 450 people tonight for International Women's Day. Andrzej, my great, great deputy here. Adam Pankowski, our great house manager, who works so hard here, and we put on so many events at the CMR, the Chief of Mission Residence. Adam, thank you.
So what is the menu for today? American cuisine or Polish?
Is our amazing chef. I'm going to introduce Michał. We're putting on a major event tonight for about 450 people for International Women's Day. So you have like a kitchen here that's a little bit like a kitchen for a restaurant, if you ask me. It's like what you would see at a large restaurant. And Michał, his team work so darn hard here every day. I say thank you for what you do. And I feel that the American People's House in Poland is a good host because of the food that you create.
It's an honor, sir.
Thank you.
Mr. Ambassador, so what is your favorite Polish dish?
What is
Żurek, pierogi, or different stuff?
My favorite Polish dish, I think, is kaczka z jabłkowi.
Oh, yeah, very traditional,
yeah, with apples.
Yeah.
I love that, actually. On a cold day, in the middle of winter,
Yes.
kaczka
Yes.
with a glass of wine, wonderful. I take it. Okay.
Can we see the garden?
Yes, of course.
Mr. Ambassador?
I was going to take you there next.
Yeah?
Teddy will lead the way.
Ah.
Here we go. Okay, so we're heading out to the garden here, folks. Come on over here.
Here, I guess, it's also the space for the public.
So here's where
events.
here's where we'll be doing the event
Basically,
tonight.
you stay here like for every event.
So don't worry, I'm not going to give you a speech unless you're interested. No, here's where we're hosting International Women's Day, and I love how we use the space here. When I was ambassador to Sweden, I tried to fill the house with as many Swedes as possible.
Yeah.
And now when I'm in Poland, I try to fill the house with as many Poles as possible.
Oh, they love it.
They always do that, unfortunately. Please come on out here.
Yeah.
Oh, it's spring.
Yes.
It's great. Okay, and so, Piotr, here we are in Mokotów, and in the summer, when the weather cooperates, we expand our events to the backyard. And again, Teddy, sorry. that's another part of my life, managing 2 German Shepherds.
Yes.
But I can tell you, President Kwaśniewski who has given me such good advice as I've been ambassador here to Poland, has said to me he can relate to me owning German Shepherds because he too owns German Shepherds. Not an easy thing to raise a German Shepherd, actually. But we try to fill this backyard with as many people as possible.
And do you have some flowers here, or I don't know, some typical garden stuff?
Yes, yeah. There's a gardener who tries to fill this backyard with beautiful flowers.
By the way, what do you do in free time?
Oh, with my partner Olga Leonowicz, we go on walks with our dogs. We go out to the countryside. We enjoy Warsaw's restaurants, and she is a kindred spirit to my enjoying life here in Warsaw.
So where's your favorite place in Poland? Mountains, sea, Mazovian region?
Oh, all of it, all of Poland. I mean, I love going to the countryside to walk our dogs. I love the Baltic Sea area. I was recently in Gdynia. I love going to the mountains. I've climbed almost to the top of Mount Rysy.
Okay.
Yeah.
That was really hard,
That was very hard, actually, very hard. I was amazed by how many Polish people were doing that on that day in July. Thousands of Polish people climbing Mount Rysy. I was so proud of them, including 8-year-old kids. Amazing. So, but I love all parts of Poland. I love particularly getting out to the countryside, though, to the farm, to the countryside, to the forest. And so forth.
That's great. Thank you for this very quick tour around the American house in Poland.
Please share it.
Yes, definitely.
And I will say witamy I dziękuję za gościnność w Polsce.
Thank you very much.
Excellent.